Hi, my name is Keegan. I started last year as an intern helping with crop scouting, and now I have been bumped into a part-time position working in the precision ag department. Today I'm going to explain our three most common meters that we deal with when testing them for springtime, and I'm going to start out with just a basic finger meter. So we recommend that every year you change out your adjustable brushes on the meter. So what this does is there are 5 different settings for different seed types. You can run flats and rounds, but if you talk to your seed distributor, we do recommend that you try to get a round because they run through these better. The next things that we check through on this meter is the belt, just making sure there are no missing flaps or wear marks in that. And lastly, we check the backing plate and the finger set. You want to make sure that there's no moisture or seed sitting in these during the off season that would cause rust or warping in this backing plate, because that will cause the finger set to ride across improperly and will cause skips and multiples. The next meter we're going to go through is the Eset. The first thing that we check on Esets is your lid seal to make sure that there's no cracks or chunks missing. Now we're going to take the disc off, and you are going to again check the hub seal to make sure that there are no cracks or chunks missing. Now we're going to check the brushes to make sure that there's no missing sections and that they're not frayed and worn out too much. Then you're going to check your singulator to make sure it's free floating and that there's not excessive wear on it. You want to make sure that your paper clip is in good condition, not snapped off or broken at all. And lastly is the extractor, and we typically recommend that you switch those out every year. So currently this is set up to do corn. So you have your short brush right here set up at an angle, and your singulator is free floating, can move up and down. And lastly, your paper clip is in the up position. Now these meters can also run soybeans. So you're going to take your paper clip, move it to the downward position, and then you are going to lock in your singulator, push it down, and then I use a screwdriver to just flip this over and lock that in. And take your short brush and move it to the straight notch, and you're going to leave your extractor in for this. The last meter that we're going to go through is your Vset. This one is set up with the V-drive motor, but you can run the Vsets without the V-drive. So the first thing we're going to do is take your corn disc off, and in here we're going to check to make sure again that this seal is in good working condition and that there's no cracks or frays and nowhere for there to be a leak. Next we're going to check the knockout wheel. We're just going to spin it around, make sure that there's no tabs missing, and also that it is locked into the spring that's in here and that it freely moves up and down. Then you can go on the V-drive motor if your V-sets are equipped with the V-drive and just spin it and make sure that the teeth are not worn down too much. Now we're going to go to this half and just check over your singulator, make sure it's not worn too much, that that's in good condition, and lastly you're going to again check your brushes to make sure that there's no chunks missing or frayed and worn out too much. So hopefully this was helpful in helping you go through your spring planter maintenance. If you do have any additional questions, you can contact the CHS Larson Cooperative Precision Ag Department, or you can always bring them down to us and we will go through them for you, go through all your parts, check singulation, and make sure that you're ready to go for this planting season.